There we go. I am now unmuted. Game is now unmuted. Hello, welcome back to Techno Poverty. I'm Henry, and as you can see, Jacob is not here with us this evening. We are currently making our way through Aliens Eradication, the Doom 2 Total Conversion for the PC, while talking about Cyberpunk. We watched Alien 3 on our Discord this past weekend, and I'm going to ramble a bit about that today, as I tie it into the book we're going to be talking about, Neuromancer. And just, you know what, let's get right to the game. But Techno Poverty is a stream where we typically combine a book with a game, bounce the two off each other, and see what the intertext creates while we chat with you, the chat. We've been having fun this summer with Doom, and as we cleared Doom 1 and Doom 2, we wandered into the Doom community of wadders and modders who've been using the same engine from 1994 to make some just damn impressive fan games and community projects. We're tying this all into a syllabus on Cyberpunk to demonstrate these sort of community-based open source, free software exploration of, coding as an art, as making expressive forms like Doom WADs, versus the corporate ownership of Doom that you see in something like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, that kind of stuff. But you know what? Typically we're a two-man crew. The Intraspace engine has been tricky and slippery. Tonight there's only one of us. I may be a bit quiet as we focus on the game, but I will bring to mind Alien 3 in just a bit. We did watch it recently on the Discord, as I mentioned. We screen movies regularly, Sundays in the Techno Poverty Theater, that are typically related to what we're doing here on stream. Previous entries have included Jean-Luc Godard's Alphaville, Jane Schoenbrun's I Saw the TV Glow, and David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. Once we get through Neuromancer, I aim to talk a bit about Paradise Lost, and maybe we'll finally get around to Doom Eternal. Alright, it appears I'm at some sort of work site. The colonists want to make a deal with me. Oh hey, what's up, D. Hamels Mammal? Watching Twin Peaks, handful of chocolate chips, and maybe some tea. Jacob's been making his way through Twin Peaks. Where are you in it? I have seen all of the first two seasons, Fire Walk with Me, and the first half of The Return. Had a lot of fun last year doing a fight opera promo with Crybaby and Sweetie Tough, where we did a very David Lynch influenced promo for the show. It's very Twin Peaks. Oh, you just started. Nice. How you digging the music? We were watching Mulholland Drive, and I forgot how effective that score is, especially the sadder moments. I always remember the haunting or dark or foreboding parts, but like, there's so much sadness to it as well. Speaking of movies that often get misaligned or flattened to one note in their memory, I don't think Alien 3 is as nihilistic as popular consensus thinks it is. I know it's kind of more horrific. It is definitely more sour. Of course, there's the classic "they killed off Hicks and Newt" complaint. Yeah, D. Hamels Mammal, I find it very interesting how insistent the music is in Twin Peaks, more so than even some of his other works. To me, it reflects a sort of imposition or just like normality trying to assert itself by repetitive just insistence through sound cues. This is the happy music. Aren't we all happy? Everybody's happy, right? I don't remember if it spoils Twin Peaks, but I strongly recommend Maggie Mae Fish's video essay on Twin Peaks. She talks a lot about the decade of television before Twin Peaks, as far as like television soap operas and serials go. It helps you understand what Twin Peaks is riffing on. I believe she did a second video on how The Return's doing similar for Prestige TV of the 2000s. Again, I don't remember if she spoils though, so you may want to hold off on that. Or check out the video, see if there's a spoiler warning. Maggie Mae Fish. She's on YouTube and Nebula, and I believe is starting up a new program. It's in the vein of Pee-wee's Playhouse. I can't remember the exact name right now. The Adult Dream House. It looks cool. The full thing, I believe, is now available on YouTube to watch of her pilot of that. But what I'm talking about right now is the David Lynch Twin Peaks essay. Great content all around. Just everything's worth watching on Maggie Mae Fish's channel. I also really like, there's a Clint Eastwood essay she has. Maggie Mae Fish. What's up, L-Man? We're just gonna say the name a lot, but it's alliterative, it's catchy, it sticks. I don't mind saying it a lot. Yeah, DeHavil's Mammal, that's exactly what I would say as well. I kind of like just feeling a thing, you know? At least at first. I do believe you should study and rewatch. I'm a strong believer in rewatching things. Which is why I enjoyed Alien 3 so much this weekend when we threw it on at the theater. I watched it was the Ultimate Assembly Cut, which is a fan cut of the two existing cuts. There's a theatrical cut and then an assembly cut that's not officially Fincher's. I don't think he actually signed off on it, but other members of the crew put it together. And it changes things pretty pivotally. The facehugger's the xenomorph is born out of an ox, not the dog. There's a bit of a longer scene with the character Golik, who becomes sort of a deluded religious disciple of the xenomorph, thinking it's some sort of sign from God. Oh, it is very dark down here. But once you know how Alien 3 ends with Ripley's sacrifice, I'm just straight up going to talk spoilers about this movie. It came out like in 1990. Anyone who's really that upset about it by now should have seen it. But Ripley at the end does a sacrifice, and I was wondering why it didn't feel bad, because I have issues with sacrifice in movies. A lot of the times it's about relitigating the whole Jesus thing. It's a very hammy metaphor, and it's sometimes a borderline abusive one. For instance, Midnight Mass, Haunting of Hill House, I don't like Mike Flanagan's use of suicide or romanticization of self-destruction that goes on in his works. And I was wondering why Alien 3 wasn't affecting me in the same way. And part of it is because every character in the movie, at least every protagonist or heroic character that we're meant to empathize with, is willing to make the same sacrifice Ridley makes. I mean, Dylan, Charles Sutton's character, his whole thing, his whole sacrifice to keep the xenomorph down in the molten lead field is just as equivalent as Ridley sacrificing herself for the Queen. there's a lot of talk in that movie about putting your life on the line and your ass already being on the line by the powers that control everything. And it's less a matter of like, are you going to put your sacrifice on the line, but like, where are you going to make that sacrifice? So it doesn't turn it into a distant, heroic, individualist, neoliberal fantasy of becoming the superhero. This is sort of my issue with Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises. It does this to Batman. Instead of doing that, it's really asking, like, what would you sacrifice for? And in recognizing what you would sacrifice for, you sort of appreciate or cherish that. What's up, Philly man? I'm flying solo tonight, but actually, let's check our map. I need to get to that exclamation point. Had a very enjoyable screening of Alien 3, and then I didn't get to see all of EVO. I need to go watch the VODs, but EVO happened this past weekend for those interested in that kind of thing. That's the fighting game championships. Playing Judgment. I need to get into the Yakuza series. I've blind bought at least 3 entries in it, so I have a few points I could start at. But getting back to, I'm gonna be a little liberal with my turrets this time around. But that sacrifice thematic, even though Alien 3 ends with a character death, I think because it's so strongly about making meaningful sacrifices that are all for a greater good, it comes across less cynical or less nihilistic and more spiritual and hopeful. As the prison's being evacuated after releasing her sacrifice and everything's being shut down, the last guy out the door who's getting pushed along by corporate goons, he just looks at these corporate cops and he chuckles and tells them to fuck off as they keep marching him along. And it's sort of in mythology, in stories like the Aeneid, there's Moses is like this. Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife, of course, turned to a pillar of sand, but Lot got the fuck out of there. There's this kind of one just man thematic or trope. Usually at the end of like a religious or mythological apocalypse, there's like the one just or righteous small man, sort of like in the Ragnarok myth. There's I forget their names, but the Norse equivalent of Adam and Eve and the roots of Yggdrasil for the new world, that kind of thing. Alien 3 ends with that. It ends with a dude chuckling at a corporate authority figure, telling him to fuck off, and then being shuffled along. But like the seed of hope is there. What am I doing? I need to keep going down this pathway. Maybe I'm being too liberal with those turrets on second thought, though. You can only have 5, and I used 2 already. And I have no idea what this level's doing. I'm gonna go grab the one at the start. But I do have a cavalcade of turrets just patrolling the area or keeping the area safe. Where was the start of that level? Very quiet start right now. I'm very impressed with the pacing of this campaign. For those who didn't see last stream, Jacob and I arrived at a sort of like cinematic set piece level. It was a defend, we had to defend the sort of, if I go this way, is this the start of the level over here? We had to defend our ship from swarms of aliens, and then there was like some NPC dialogue, a lot of interactions as far as we got to the extraction point, but then we need to make repairs to the ship, so now we need to find a new place to land, and now the colonists are talking to us about striking up a deal. It's more sophisticated than I was expecting going in. It has consistently been awesome how these Doom WADs don't just feel like Doom 2 levels with slightly different corridors and monster closets. They've really become things of their own. They attain aura, as we discussed with Walter Benjamin's The Work of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Alright, picked up that turret. Benjamin, of course, talking about how when a piece of art is made, the place and context of history and time and the moment it's made in all contribute in part to his character. Things are just made in the vacuum. I've been listening to Collective Action Comics, a great podcast exactly about it's criticism and history exploration through the medium of comic books. And it's exactly what I talk about when I talk about criticism that takes history and historicizing things in the context, when we talk about like Frederick Jameson's historicize everything approach. I bring that up both to say Collective Action Comics is really good, listen to it. It has its first season is on the 1987 Justice League run and how it reflects attitudes of the time perpetuated by like Reaganism and Republicans as far as justice and privatization of justice and such goes. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. What up, Dead Card? Zelda 64 mods have really been impressing me lately. Kind of cool seeing fan games all over. Yeah, because a lot of N64 games have been like, they've been like unpacked for PC, like just decompressed, right? And like people are making just straight up ports to the PC. I saw some Mario Kart 64 stuff like that, where there's like a PC version of Mario Kart 64 now with a full-on level editor. I've honestly never been the biggest Mario Kart fan, but I would be curious to maybe screw around for a session on that. Alright, there's a face hugger around here. What's going on? Oh. I was like, surely they can't break the glass. I love the little steaming body detail after every kill. You gotta mind the acid blood. I do genuinely believe this might be one of the best Aliens games, and it's completely free. As always, I advocate going to the Internet Archive, grabbing that Doom 2 WAD, and then just grabbing GZ Doom and Aliens Eradication. They're free on the internet. Let me know if it's as scary for you as it is for me. Surely. Speaking of Evo and game streaming and modding and wadding, speedrunning in 64 games, particularly Zelda, you brought up Zelda 64. I remember Ocarina of Time speedrunning being the first stuff that really got me understanding or appreciating the types of speedruns that weren't just playing the game fast, like intentionally making use of glitches and ways to break the programming to just like break seams and such. Alright, my commander's telling me helping the colonist is a mistake. There's the yellow key right there. I need to find... I have a lot of satchels too. I'm not picking up satchels as I walk by them. What does that do? See, it's interesting here too that the choice is coming up, or I don't know if there's any actual moral choice at play, but the doubt, should I be helping the colonist or siding with my Marine boss? Questions of structural intent and integrity and who and what I should trust. That's that structural side of storytelling that makes for good and interesting stories beyond just it's an individual doing things in the plot. Oh, okay. I think it opens. Yeah, and I have to like be fast about it. Okay, there we go. Oh shit! Thank you, Burshot. Thank you, Weapons of War. And I uploaded the highlight of Jacob and I discussing Alien 3 and like the first cyberpunk movies we can think of, and got some comments on YouTube pointing to some people wanted to consider Metropolis. And the thing is, Metropolis is science fiction, but it's not cyberpunk, and part of it is it lacks a realist or cynical take on the structural side considerations of its story. You know, it might as well be a fantasy movie in a lot of respects, even though they're doing things with robots and future cities and the science fiction texture. It's the same way Star Wars is not really cyberpunk, it's science fantasy, it's space dragons. What's around here? Oh, wait. Don't shoot the colonist, right, they're supposed to be with me. Sorry, I was pulling an American police officer. I'm supposed to protect these guys, right. Okay, I really just need to get to that intel. Dude, how do I do that? It's too tall. All right, columnist boy, let's go back over this way. Oh, here's the lights. Hit the lights. All right, it is platforming time, eh? Secret, nice. Okay. Yeah, dude, they're attacking us. Oh, he got right in my line of fire. Oh man, I am committing war crimes. Or I don't know if it counts as war crimes in the future. Do they have the Geneva Convention in the Aliens feature? Chat, does anyone know the Aliens lore on that? Are there nations, or is it all corporate states? Because I mean, I'm not, like, I'm fighting bugs. It's not really the war. Oh. What is this? Oh, okay, it got electrocuted. That makes sense. Oh shit, shit. Being out of shotgun shells was very scary. Dude, there are like face huggers in this vent. I'm going to shoot. Are they like walking into the electricity? Okay, cool. That turned off the electricity. You there, follow. Oh, where'd that guy go? Hey, dude. Oh, I thought this was like, oh yeah, okay. Did my guy die? My guy, no. Search the vents if you have to. Yeah, dude. Okay. Facehugger? pistols, very good for face huggers. Oh, damn. Okay. Oh. Where? Oh shit. Ah, I see. Okay, so I just got that. So there's intel below me, maybe? Maybe for now I should just go for the yellow door. Nope, that's a circle. That's me going in circles. do I get up there? Oh no, oh no. Okay, here we go. Getting involved in the labyrinth of this because, oh, holy shit. Yeah, look how big this level has been. I barely found one key card, and I'm just not sure if I'm doing the right thing for that intel. Again, kudos to inside-outside plays, something I always glaze when it happens in a Doom level, and this one has quite a bit of that. Damn, yeah, this map's better than anything in like the first AVP game, I'd argue, the Quake Engine one, I think. Whoa. I'm near the yellow doors. Let's see, let's see. Oh. Okay. Okay, we just opened up this whole place. You, follow me. Gang's all here. All right, let's see. All right, I have a little cavalcade of dudes. Yeah, they do that out of the goddamn walls. Ooh, this is imposing. I'm being very liberal with my turrets. I don't know if that's a good thing. This seems like a big room for it. Oh. No, perhaps I made the right call there. Oh, did that just kill? Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, you survived. That's cool. Stay by the robot. I don't get how the colonists work. I tell them to follow, but they don't really seem to follow closely. Oh, okay, there's various door controls I could have been using, but those dudes were blowing themselves up, and that was kind of surprising me. Is that it? All right. Ah, shit, 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 shit. With just a few tweaks, enemies can be terrifying as hell. It is interesting too, going all the way back to when we were talking about Tolkien's On Fairy Tales and Maximo, and the way video games get us talking in these ways with this vocabulary of terms that are just completely wild or weird to the uninitiated, as far as like my life bar, my health meter, hey, an exit. Interesting. I remember one time when I was playing Ninja Gaiden as a kid and I hit the game over screen, my mom saw the screen and it just said, "You have died. Would you like to continue? Yes, no. You know, make your choice." Of course, it's a game over screen. You're going to click yes, new game starts. But mom was just like, well, if you're dead, how can you continue? What does that mean? Just the fun little semantic worlds we build that we don't recognize, we slip into. On Shin Megami Tuesdays, when Lux and I are playing SMT, talking about, oh, it's a fairy, oh, it's an Oni, what type of demon is it? Like, oh, what kind of gems do we need during what phase of the moon? Oh shit. Is this actually the end though? Like, I feel like there's a lot of level I haven't explored. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Reactor catwalk, eh? I'm gonna put this one as easy Q. We got us a nice atmospheric outdoor environment. We got us some rain. We got us the stars. The area's too hot to land. Head north. Wait, what are you gonna do to my friends? Oh no, there's tensions between the two. Getting back to some thoughts on Alien 3, I used to think the theatrical cut's fine, the dog works for what it is, but in making it an ox, I think Fincher's doing something with the way the xenomorph literally poisons. To go off the Alien 1 idea of the xenomorph as the perfect biomechanical living cancer, just like oil personified, toxic cargo so bad that, you know, it's a commodity that is so valuable and yet merely looking at it means death. Ingesting it means it's going to kill you. It is the personification of corporate horror. And to put it in an ox instead of a dog, it changes. First off, the dog's really only kind of a shock factor thing. Like, yeah, sure, the morphology of the thing can still run on all fours, and the dog works in that way, but it is kind of a cynical, just like kill the dog moment to make the movie shocking. Whereas with the ox, it's making comment about the corporate sin, the poison of Weyland-Yutani, the commodity fetishism of it all, infecting the food supply. It's in an oxen. Prisoners remark that they're going to eat the thing before the xenomorph pops out and starts killing people. You know, the lead is in the walls. It is in the food supply. The microplastics are in our balls, gentlemen. That is really what I feel Fincher was kind of working at there with the presence of the xenomorph within the food supply on the prison planet, the monastery planet. Oh God, yeah. But again, it's a film about recognizing when to sacrifice and what's worth sacrificing for, and so I don't think it's a super, like, yes, characters die, but it's not a downer thing because there's faith in a cause beyond themselves. It's religious again in a way that's not evangelical or Protestant, but more about interiority and interrogation. Oh, nice. Picking up some turrets, getting our armory deficit caught back up. Oh, I thought this was a window I might be able to shatter. Yes, sir, they sure did. I'm also curious because I have yet to explore any of the other classes in this game. From what I understand, it's the same maps, but completely different objectives. And I just want to point out how elaborate this whole catwalk setup seems to be. Very sophisticated stuff. Is there a particular goal I'm working towards right now? I don't see anything on the map. I don't think I want to fall. It's interesting, too, that at the end of Alien 3, the corporation sends Lance Henriksen in, you know, the guy who looks like Bishop, the original, the human Bishop. In a way, I feel Resurrection is building off of that idea, because he straight up says they brought someone in familiar to you so that you don't feel alone, or he says something along those lines. Like, he's there because Ripley knows what she looks like. It's emotional manipulation, pure and simple. Ah, man. There is something very Paul Verhoeven-esque about the way I keep fucking up and hurting these civilians. Maybe this is what it feels like to, you know, be a private operative for the GHF. Those kids just blow up themselves, you know? Alright, let's keep going north then. Oh, hey. Nice, nice, nice. Pretty stocked up. Is that the way forward? Door open elsewhere? Oh, what's that little picture-in-picture? Thank you, robot. Now, where did this door open elsewhere? Shit. Very easy to almost blow yourself up when trying to kill a facehugger. I love it. Oh, is someone trying to kill me? Okay, this is new. Maybe that is as well. And that's the last level. I do like the persistent coherency of the levels too. Like you can see the end of the last level at the beginning of the next level. Little things like that are always nice. Some real considerate stuff going on. And a lot of it's not done through like heavy cutscene or like ramming you in a certain direction. It's just there for you to look at. Oh. This level looks pretty narrow at the start, but it's been unfolding and opening up in some interesting ways. Okay, but where else can I go? Is this that door that opened up? Here, already went up there. Oh. All right, I found it. Or I found something. I'll just leave you to it then. I don't get it. Is there a switch I hit or something? Oh, yes there is. There's always a switch at the Doom Factory. That's nice. That's amazing too. How does that work? I don't think I've seen actual like CCTV type stuff in Doom before. Chat, does anyone have experience enough with the Doom engine to know this? Because damn, that's really nice. The sophistication of this particular total conversion has just been amazing. There's some other TCs I'm going to play, and some even before I kicked off this whole project I'd played prior that were fun, but I mean, this is its own game, you know? You can package this and sell it standalone. I would easily pay $19.99 for this. Wow. Up. Oh shit, okay. I was just about to ask, can the eggs spawn in the water? How's this? Shit. So we're gonna do a little bit of alien resurrection, it seems. We're gonna be swimming. I hope I don't have to fight Xenos in the water. Strategic breathing. Ooh, this is a tough one. Oh no, oh no, oh geez. Oh, that's not good. Let's see if we can make it. I can do this. Oh man, but I can't, okay. Oh, what is going on here? There's something scary behind that door, of course, but any vents I can climb up or anything yet? No. I should use my satchels. That's what I'll do. They're good for retreating. Oh, this looks like a pretty scary hive we're going towards. Didn't mean to throw that. But you know what? Yeah, I'll take the defense. Oh God. Okay, I was about to get overwhelmed if that was a full-on path. Come on, turn the corner. I'm gonna keep saving on oh no, but since my health situation's so bad. That looks like an important room. Gotta find that place to land, all right. Okay, health situation's still bad, but armor situation's better. That's nice. I'm again flareless. Some health. Oh? Where are you at? Don't shoot, tell me. I hear you, come on. How quiet it is, like in general? Or is the game volume too low? Because I can turn that up. Yeah, it's a quiet level as well. How's that registering? Yeah, I did have it pretty low on the monitor. I tend to err on the side of not wanting the gameplay to wash out the voices too much. All right, yellow card secured. Oh, I don't like the way the music's like intensifying everything. Came through this way. Okay, cool. Probably down on the ground. There we go. And then I'll backtrack to that yellow door once I lick these corners. Finally, some health. All right, we're looking better. One more turret would be nice, but you know. How do I get back to the yellow door? Here we go. Oof. Ate that kind of hard there. Okay, gang, I'm gonna take a break for a quick moment. It is 8:53. Yeah, I was on a pretty good streak there as far as not dying, considering how wrecked we've gotten the previous nights. But, you know, I've been a bit quiet, I've been a bit locked in, making some good progress. But I want to stretch, I can feel it in my legs, so I want to stand up for a moment. You know, rehydrate, go for a quick walk. We'll be back at 9 o'clock. It is 53 right now. Smoke them if you got them. And yeah, this has been Techno Poverty. We'll be right back.
And we are coming back. Hello, welcome back to Techno Poverty. I'm Henry. Typically, Techno Poverty is where me and my partner Jacob, co-host, we go through a video game while discussing books related to the genre, somehow tangentially like tieable into the game. We bounce books off movies. We do watch movies on the Discord. Let's just start from the top. Welcome back to Techno Poverty. We bounce books off of games, games off of books, we chat with you, chat, see what ideas spawn from the whole process, and meanwhile, we're just pretty chill. We're in the middle of playing Aliens Eradication, a total conversion of Doom 2 that is so far from hell, I can't believe it's not Doom. Let's continue on. I got mobbed pretty hard behind this yellow door, but I think going in, we'll do that the second time. Oh, the song behind me. I'm gonna reload, that's a lot of damage. So, from behind they come and we follow. We've been playing Doom as part of the whole summer program because Doom as a engine is a very interesting cyberpunk object. You know, a hyper-violence game from 1994, feared on release, completely innovated the way shareware and freeware in internet distribution, word-of-mouth distribution, just a huge influence on PC gaming, while also being within the tradition of role-playing games. We played Adventure earlier, but, you know, beyond Doom 1 and 2, as Jake and I have been exploring all these WODs, there's a sense of Doom as an object its audience has given its own meaning beyond what the corporate intentions may have been at some point. And so, seeing the way there's a Doom community of passionate fans versus a Doom commodity, which you see in the likes of Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages, I find fertile ground for plenty of exploration of sci-fi concepts, cyberpunk concepts we've been looking at in terms of the Police of Palmer Eldritch, William Gibson's Neuromancer, which we will talk more of as we have more sessions. We watched Alphaville, and we've been looking at, prior to this, when we were playing Umberto Generation, Naked Lunch was a book we were reading from. Naked Lunch is a sort of proto-cyberpunk text. Burroughs was very interested in how drugs and technology were being used by state structures to manipulate and control people. Drugs as well. Alright, looks like I have to drop down. No, we don't have to drop down this hole, but maybe somewhere interesting. Definitely going to save. I'm in a good spot. Far from Omelas, although I'm out of turrets. Always useful and helpful. Of course, Doom is science fiction, but also involves the concept of hell, scientists finding hell. Hell is an idea we've been tackling as well. We watched Jane Schoenbrun's I Saw the TV Glow and have been considering the concept of hell of our own making. Also, hell being other people. Oh. Which is why Neuromancer fits so nicely into this whole thing, because there is a sort of hell world vibe it is going for. The sky, the color of a dead TV channel. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, they're shredding me. Something I've noted, I've read Neuromancer twice now. Well, 2.5 times. I guess I'm on read 3 right now. And it's the most engaging it's been. And I think I'm finally sort of appreciating it in a way I hadn't before, because a phenomenon I've encountered, and the take I've seen, I don't think is necessarily rare, is that Neuromancer can be a bit boring. I definitely struggled with it the first time I read it. But I think after reading some Raymond Chandler and Philip K. Dick and just having a few years and realizing it's a lot drier and different than what later cyberpunk, especially like anime, like Ghost in the Shell, would do to the genre. I've kind of come to terms with what it is and have found it easier to engage with, more compelling to engage with, especially in terms of it being Raymond Chandler meets Philip K. Dick. Chandler, a famous noir author, he created the detective Philip Marlowe. Wrote such books as The Long Goodbye, The Big Sleep. Character made famous on screen by Humphrey Bogart. I've been meaning to watch some 70s adaptations though, both of the Big Sleep and The Long Goodbye I've never checked out. I believe Robert Mitchum is in the 70s Big Sleep. Audio's off? Which audio? Also, welcome Captain Quasar. My audio's a bit low? Okay. Sounds distant. Oh, shit, you know what? I'll be right back. I forgot to, let me fix the mic situation. I forgot to throw my cloth back on, so be right back.
All right, there we go. Let's see about that. I completely forgot to re-love when coming back from break. Hints that. Okay, cool, much better, much better. Let's talk about Raymond Chandler, but it is now, I'm gonna be curious to listen to that on playback now. Let's talk about Raymond Chandler and how William Gibson is basically William Chandler. William Gibson is basically Philip K. Dick meets Raymond Chandler, and if you don't have like a good historical context or understanding of the influences on what led up to Neuromancer, it can be a bit of a boring book. I remember I was my second read through of it happened not too long after I decided not to read it for a book club that was going on at a job I was working. But when they got through the book at the book club, several of them also had felt bored by it. And I remember that being my first reaction when I had read it in college, as I was kind of bored by it. Totally my failure, though, now that I look at it. But, well, I don't know. It's an interesting question, I guess, I'd like to put towards the chat is, how good is a work if you need to, read a list of things before it? Or at what point is too much necessary historical and like social context just too much for a piece of art to be considered good? Or is it on the audience to know what the fuck the thing's referencing? This is a really interesting idea to me, actually, because I do think like successful art is mediating and communicating an idea, but it's like, well, what if that idea requires a lot of other additional reading? Does all art need to be like this populist thing that maximizes cultural appeal and is legible to the most people? Or, is it okay to have a movie that feels like the ninth book in a very dense fantasy series that requires so much knowledge you might as well not go in blind? Oh hey, hell yes. Has anyone seen a red door as we play? Maybe I'm a bit too loud now. I'm going kind of red. Chat, let me know how bad it is. I've been flying blind. I'm using a different set of lavs. Steak Boy, that is to say Jacob, had to take the other lav set. Okay. Massacre Mask, I wish I saw the red door that I wanted to paint it black, but I'll zoom out on the map in a little. It might still be ahead of us. Oh, shit. Aw, crap. They can get super high in the ceiling, too. But Neuromancer didn't invent the term the Matrix. Also, its main character is a bit of a general cyber jockey. He does have an emotional shift upon realizing like the motivations of characters. I don't want to say he's completely flat, but he is pretty cipher-ish case. I think what's wild with Neuromancer, or what really made it click, is it was still extremely legible as like a pulpish yarn, despite having techno skin. So it's not so much that like it was conveying new technology, but it was using a lot of technology people were familiar with, just in ways they hadn't thought about before, that made it more street level. Punk rock, if you will. Yeah, Captain Quasar. I did see that short you sent where he pumped in the the responses and stuff. Someone said it was too dense, and it's funny, like, or one of the responses was like, it might be too dense and hard to follow. But I mean, I think a lot of Chandler's stories are, and this, funny you bring up Pynchon, because Pynchon is like Chandler as well in this respect, where you get overwhelmed with details to where the point is you're supposed to question what is the point of all this. I think Philip K. Dick's very much the same way too. Like, I do think there's a sort of, I don't want to say maybe screenwriting brain, maybe a fandom brain, a plot fetishist brain that is obsessed with everything having a very clear, like, mechanical, like, purpose in a story. Yeah, Mask for Mask. Leaves of Grass is a great experience as well, as far as that goes. I mean, Naked Lunch comes to mind as well. We were talking about it as being like an erroneous Bosch painting where it's just about being overwhelmed with details. The thing about Naked Lunch is, like, you can read it in non-linear order because the chapters are in a non-linear order. It's not doing a direct causal plot thing. It's episodes and trips and times this junkie's had experiences and just weird encounters in this country of Interzone. Okay, I need to remember to hop up to that secret again since I died, but I think it's beyond here, yeah. Here we go. Oh, House of Leaves? I'm not a fan of House of Leaves. I have read it. I actually had some stuff in mind to talk about with House of Leaves in regards to a compare and contrast with David Foster Wallace. But you know what? It's actually part of this Doom program. There's a WAD I want to play later. I've hinted at on the channel. I don't know if I've explicitly stated it though, but it is and has been associated with House of Leaves, and it piqued my curiosity because it's also a WAD that I've heard consistently called one of the best Doom WADs. Beyond that, I've heard it called a pinnacle piece of, like, video games as art. But to keep it short, and I'll reel back to talking about Neuromancer just to avoid spoiling that, I think House of Leaves is, in a lot of ways, the novel people think Infinite Jest is trying to be. House of Leaves is very cynical and superficial and pretentious with a lot of its, like, footnotes and story within a story referencing in ways that I think Infinite Jest often gets accused of being, because David Foster Wallace was also doing, like, a TV show, stories within stories, footnotes within footnotes type shit. Aw, shit. Aw, shit. Aw, shit. I think for his flaws, David Foster Wallace still has some good stuff in his books. I particularly like the empathy he has for addicts and the rehab characters. I think he understood as part of the whole apparatus of society how addiction and alienation worked and played hand in hand. and Infinite Jest has some really great passages on that kind of shit. On the other hand, I think House of Leaves is trying to be an edgy tattoo artist, stoner-esque punk rock vibe with little substance to back it up. I think about the ending of Infinite Jest a lot, both because it posits you're going to survive your worst days. The only person who can really destroy you is yourself in that sense, mentally, like the kind of mental torture and anguish you put yourself through that leads you to being like addicted or like seeking escape. There's a lot of that going on. Although I think it's a very privileged white guy sense of how you survive. I forget the name of the character in Infinite Jest, the main rehab center character we follow, but the final chapter, final sense of the book is about him washing up on the shore at the end of a really bad night, the worst night of his night, and like realizing he's going to survive, or making the choice to survive after all of that. Because he didn't die. And then, the rest of the novel, which we've been reading up to that point, we know he got clean, he went to the rehab center, he got a job, etc. It's hopeful in a way where, I don't know, House of Leaves has the tattoo artist character who just he sounds like a Neil Gaiman protagonist, or just like wanting to be like this edgy goth rock 90s counterculture dude who's like, oh yeah, rock and roll and tattoos, and one night I saw this creepy thing, and he just wants you to think he's cool in a very surface level ways, at least the way I was reading it. And that contrasted with like the sincerity of like the horror story of the house and all that. I don't know. I don't find the mystery of House of Leaves very spooky either. Where it's just like, what if your house's inside was bigger? What if your house was bigger on the inside than on the outside, and then you found a secret maze? That's cool shit. Like, we were reading Jorge Luis Borges, like we were reading Labyrinths and like looking at like concepts of the infinite. But those stories weren't horror stories. Like, he was more conceptually interested with like the infinite and what, like, conceptually the infinite meant and what it could mean, and how it changed human perception of ideas or human relationships to life if they don't die and could live forever, or ruminated too hard on the infinite. I know House of Leaves isn't trying to be straight shock and awe horror, and there is something in there about persistence and love and family stuff, but I don't know, it's all weak and watery and doesn't cohere into a big important thing in a way I find interesting or good. And just to make it sound like Infinite Jest is perfect by comparison, I again think that ending of Infinite Jest with the dude surviving the worst night of his life, it's a very it's a very white dude surviving the worst night of his life. I think in some cases, if you have darker skin, for instance, and you have a night like that, you might get pulled over or stopped by a police officer at some point and not return. Oh shit, what's all this? Cool. Why aren't you? Why? Sorry, Mask for Mask. Wait, Jamie Loftus did that on State? Jamie Loftus, the podcaster, which is State of Pro. I'm unfamiliar. Oh, Stage. Okay. It's all right. My hands are bad today too. Did you just see the way I ate it? Probably some resources I could take advantage of around here that I'm not. That looks like a secret area right there. Oh, this will actually be perfect for the face huggers. Right here. There we go. All right, this is a big enough area. I think I could get away with, yep. All right, I got too satchel happy there, but in theory, yeah. This is a big space. Okay. I know I'm being dumb, but trust me. All right, as I continually blow myself up, let me get back to the book at hand, Neuromancer. And as I was saying, it's been the case in the past that several people I know have called it boring, and I don't blame them. I get it, kind of, as I was saying, with the whole, like, there's some context to it. I find it interesting because Neuromancer has become so standardized as far as, like, what it predicted. I don't want to use that language, what predicted, but what it projected, what it assumed. The staples of the sci-fi genre it created have been so heavily riffed on and stolen that they've just become the background radiation of life. I mean, I'm here streaming to the net, getting across to you that I'm playing a digital game, collecting a real image with the camera, recording this all. It's going to be republished on YouTube. It just is what reality is now. It's kind of like how I'm trying to think of like a turn of the century book or novel that features heavily like a phone call or Morse code or that kind of thing. It's like a huge, fascinating crux of the plot, and how nowadays we just be like, I guess that's fascinating. Dracula, the original Dracula is like that. Something to keep in mind with Dracula, the novel, is the people who stop Dracula are teachers and scientists and just representatives of modernity, the personification of the modern world coming. But you read it today and you're all like, okay, it's like a cowboy and a lady, and I guess this science Van Helsing, even though as a scientist, Van Helsing seems like a crazy caricature of the idea by this point because of like how attitudes had shifted. Yeah. But yeah, that's what Neuromancer feels like in some ways to me. It's so quaint by this point that you really have to understand it more as a historical thing than as a futuristic thing. And funnily enough, I feel similar about David Fincher. And I'll link that to Alfred Hitchcock. And I feel that both Hitchcock and Fincher have done some amazing work in standardizing tools and techniques of movie making. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock, he pretty much invented like the tension of cutting away to seeing the bomb under the table and knowing it's going to go off before the protagonists do. So now you as the viewer have more info and ironic engagement with the narrative than just watching people talk while a bomb is about to go off below them. Damn, I hear a lot of baddies. Hell yeah. Captain Quasar the other night while we were talking about The Killer, the Fincher movie The Killer. And something that movie really impressed me with that I don't think was really on anyone's mind as far as the reviews and stuff goes was the digital effects work of it all. Because Fincher's always been at the forefront of using like CGI to do background replacement and set extensions and such. Even back in the days of like Zodiac, you know, his version of the girl with the dragon tattoo, all that. It's all CG that you don't know is CG. I remember back in the early aughts, so many people would complain about how noticeable CGI was, and then there'd be the film nerd who comes back with like, actually, the case of Benjamin Button also has a whole lot of background CG, or the girl with the dragon tattoo has a lot of background CG. You just don't realize it's CG because David Fincher's using it to make things look realistic instead of, you know, it being like animating a dragon or a fantasy object. And then, of course, these techniques would be used to really ramp up prestige television with Game of Thrones and the like. Part of why you're able to see more sophisticated fantasy and science fiction epics now is because things are shot on void. And so even something like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo might look a bit more quaint or normal now. And Hitchcock, you know, had very strong attention to detail with color and composition in ways that I feel were also standardized over time. To where if you watch like Vertigo or North by Northwest now, you may not realize just how fantastic what you're witnessing is because it's been, again, so pillaged and stolen from. Funny that it is the CGI that you don't notice more so than, say, the Terminator 2 T-1000 stuff and such. Hi there. But yeah, you have to consider the Neuromancer as such an object as well. William Gibson, in an interview, mentioned David Bowie's Diamond Dogs as the album he was trying to make into a story, or that was kind of the tone he was vibing with while writing Neuromancer. And the thing is, this is what I find interesting. I find Bowie interesting because Bowie is a sci-fi nerd. It's all throughout his work. But at the same time, the type of sci-fi nerd David Bowie is like actually one that engages with science fiction in a way that's not just like super cool techno robot cyberpunk shallowness. Like Diamond Dogs is a rock and roll album. There's not a lot of, you know, modern day cyberpunk stuff that is channeling that, you know? It's all Daft Punk electro type Tron shit, more so than any kind of weird guitar guitars and piano rock and roll. And it's funny because I find Diamond Dogs the album as a guitars and rock and roll thing almost sickening in a dystopic way where, you know, this isn't rock and roll, it's genocide is the opening line on the album. And there's sort of like an insistence that this is like a pop album trying to cover up the lies of the society it's a product of. Which is a very fun sci-fi, you know, concept, very proto-cyberpunk in its own way, despite not sounding like an electronica album. Yeah, we're just gonna torch everything here. Ammo's not looking too healthy, but I'm hoping we're somewhat. This has been a big level. Okay. Honestly, as well, reading Neuromancer, thinking of Diamond Dogs, it reminds me, while I've played the first 4, I've not played Metal Gear Solid 5. And I know the Diamond Dogs are a thing Kojima makes reference to in that game. All right. Reactor catwalk finished. The queens are gathering. Okay, I believe this is map 7. Just a moment, gonna name this a new thing. Easy Q. Need eyes on the ground, hurry, structure beyond this tower. Oh, there's a bunch of colonists over there, neat. Okay. Aw, man, I'm just getting hurt. Rally around your family with a pocket full of shells. I like this ammo, but I would really appreciate some health drops. Okay, a turret's good though too, hell yeah. So I'm wondering if this is if the 8th level is kind of ceremonial and this is just going to be a queen fight. We'll see. We'll see. Interesting if we get to the end tonight. It's a lot of door switches. Yeah, I need health. Ooh, that's a lot of them. Whoa, whoa. Let them take care of that face hugger. All right, I had a severe health deficit, and it's not Not looking good for me as far as being able to make it to this level. Did I save scum into oblivion? Should I go back and lick the previous level? No, I think I can do this. I will persist. I guess too, getting to the question of how much context are you comfortable with a thing having, gets to the purpose of like why do you interact with the art you interact with? Because I would say to some extent the whole point is to find ideas out there beyond my own, and so if a work leads me to something new historically because I had to do a little homework because of it, I think that's, you know, net positive. There's so many just pieces of mid-century culture. The only reason I'm aware of them is because classic Simpsons references. But in that way, classic Simpsons was perpetuating a sort of mid-century sense of Americana. Okay, I feel if I open this door, yep, egg right there. Is there a way up there? Keeping my colonist friends alive for now. Okay, I feel then if I open this door, there's going to be an egg. Yep. And then, yep, came from that way. And then, oh, good spot, good spot. I didn't even notice that guy there. Thanks, NPCs. So there's like a blue door over here. Maybe we lick this end first. Being very methodical with this interior. Okay, feeling better, feeling better. Okay, yeah, there's the blue door. It's a red door? Yep, okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't find the red door room last level. Maybe I do reload Oh No and go search for that, because there was a secret red key, and then nothing. I'll do that off stream, potentially. Potentially, we will see what happens here. There's red doors, there's blue doors. Okay, we gotta go to the end of the facility then. Because it might give me a stronger starting spot to restart this level from before I get too into this level. Oh, the torture, the torment. Do I want to go back? I wouldn't mind replaying the thing, which I think is a good sign as far as this being a good game goes. Like, yeah, I would want to go back and replay a level. It wasn't torture, it wasn't annoying, it's not tedious. It makes me think I can do it again, but better.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna survive, dude. We're going to survive. Where's this happening? Where's this happening? Hey, cool. Well, I got the red key. I'm gonna go open the red door. Seems like in all the levels, the red door is like an optional armory room. Okay. I'm paranoid because usually there's some sort of android synthetic guard. Lurking in the armory. Health, armor, a lot of bullets, a lot of armor, flares. They have 3 turrets. Okay, cool. Worth it. I'm gonna save. All right, here comes the danger area. Blue key card, got it. What's the catch? Okay, okay. Oh, shit. More dead colonists. Great. Oh man. He did not need to be walking in that acid blood. Dang, what is all that? Oh no, oh no. Okay. Whoa. I'll go back that way in a moment, but it looks like we upset something. Oh shit. think we're just about ready to go check out the blue door. But first, these cores, this is so elaborate. This architecture, damn. Constant wonders. How do we get over there? Swimming? Swimming, okay. All right, let's try out that blue door. I'm being very liberal with these grenades, but you know what? Why not? Oh shit. There's the exit, okay. Okay, so it's this central pillar. Let's see what's back here. Where is that face hugger room? There's like an egg chamber with a bunch of health. That looks pretty definitively an exit. Worth licking corners and not dash into the exit. Okay, I'm gonna go on the hunt really quick for over this way somewhere. Yes. Oh hey, a colonist. Follow me, dude. Look at the gun I got. Oh, is there something important out that way? Oops, wasted a flare. Alright, I did my round. I can't figure out what's with that other space. TV's trying to turn off on me for some reason. But you know what? It's time to exit. %33% of secrets. Farewell to Queens. All right, the thing is, I'm pretty sure this is the final map. I see it's 10:19. I don't know how long this will take. I'm gonna save first off. Z. I'm gonna put Queen, although who knows, it might not be. I'm hoping this is some sort of boss battle, but before I check that out, I'm gonna take one more quick break, chat. We're gonna go a little late tonight. I'm gonna see if I can just wrap this game tonight. We'll see how that goes, but first I'm going to refresh, rehydrate, take a quick brisk stand because I've been in this sitting position long enough. Be right back. All right, let's finish this up. Wait, what have I signed up for? Oh, it's Jacob.
What?
Jacob, I think I'm at the last level.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh, yep, that's the queen. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. All right, let's just try to take her down with my smart gun. Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Here, chat. Welcome, Jacob. Jacob, put this lob on.
What's up, y'all? I got a Barney. Oh, damn. Is that the queen?
Maybe. Get the attribute, you'll find out. I'm gonna go get the other lob real quick.
Ah, fair, sweet. What is up, people? Master Mask, how you doing? Elman, Captain Quasar, and all the homies. What's up, y'all? I just got done for the day. Oh, God. Oh, what is this a flamethrower we get?
It's the smart gun.
Oh! Wait. I know, Barney. Nope, the things.
Also, that headset right there should work fine.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Haha.
This little tiny pup.
Well, Jacob, I think she's awake.
Oh, no. Oh, God, she is.
I also think that smart gun's like a bonus thing because I was extra careful about like looking through the last level.
Oh, God damn it. They're caught in a corner.
Damn. Okay. So I noticed.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Let's.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know what that opened.
Something moved, but where, I'm not sure. I'm gonna let Barney back into the room.
All right, I will be fighting the queen.
Fight that queen.
Ow. Okay, so she just kind of zoned straight in on me.
Yeah, she's just going straight at it.
Maybe the armor's not worth it.
Alright, let's fucking.
To just keep it tight and try to bullet her. Don't even worry about going in for the armor. Yeah.
There she is. Smile, you son of a bitch.
Cool sprite. Oh. There's armor like over. Oh, you're like.
Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? Why are we doing that?
Blow up the barrels.
I was trying, but now it's just doing the smart gun. It's aiming for me.
Oh. Ah, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's spicy. She's a spicy lady.
I got a plan. That wasn't the plan.
Nice.
Oh, you know what we should be doing though.
Oh shit. Getting the fuck away from there is where we should be doing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, some turrets. Good call, good call. I'll just be right here. Oh, can you fire through the... Is there a crack in the door that you can keep firing through? Hell yeah. Oh, damn. Was not expecting that.
But yeah, there's like a flamethrower right there. Okay. Honestly, I was gonna, grab that turret down there. You might just want to throw the turrets down the big area and then run for the
do their thing.
Get the health and armor stuff. Although there's a lot of eggs out there, so it'd be great to throw some grenades. Throw a turret down right there, actually. Oh, you threw down a lot.
Oh. Dance, magic dance. No, stop. Bad girl. I'm just gonna strafe.
Strafe, yeah.
Yeah, come to my turrets. Come towards my turrets, lady.
There we go.
Oh,
No.
Ah, fuck. That's a nice touch, having the eggs right after that, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay. Don't throw down all the turrets at once.
Yeah, that was definitely my excitement. Oh, she's blowing him up, that bitch. Yeah. Murder that bitch. Man, how's the game been so far tonight?
Good. It was very very long levels, the last two.
Oh, yeah.
like a strange narrow hallway type thing. Narrower than the previous ones, but still fun. Less of the intel collecting objective stuff.
Oh, nice.
Did she die? Is there a bunch of facehuggers after me now?
I think so. No. Oh no, she's still alive and there's facehuggers. Nice. Nice.
Where there's two? Oh, that's a lot.
Whoa. Damn.
Did a second queen appear? Did we kill the first one off screen?
I don't even know. Or did that one just hide? Was that just a hidden little one? What's the satchel button again?
You have to switch to them.
Oh, okay, that's right. It is right.
But the turret button is left on the D-pad.
Let's do up here though. That one on the left or up here is a good call.
Dang, she hates that turret.
Yep.
Careful, there's eggs over there.
No, you don't, lady. No.
Yeah, check around the arena.
Yeah, right. I'm like, can I do?
Just, you might want to have some grenades ready because there's like eggs. Oh, yeah. Get some satchels ready.
Ugh. Oh, damn. Gotta get this bitch. Nice. God, there's just so many of them everywhere. Run, Forrest, run.
Where is she? Where is she?
Up to your left.
Oh, shit. I backed into explosive barrels, I guess?
Yeah, I think so. These fucking barrels, man, they're everywhere.
All right, if you die this time, though, it is already 10:30. We can pick this up next time. I know you've been working all day. I've been working through levels as well.
Right.
And she's a terrifying bitch.
You know, truly, this lady, though, listen. We don't like ladies. We don't like mean ladies, especially.
You know, something I really like about Alien 3, though, is how much... I don't know, I think it has my favorite, like, Ripley characterization stuff going on in terms of her, like, being just a competent human being.
Oh, yeah, it was just, like, being able to, like, think through a situation.
Because James Cameron does make her into a bit of a stereotypical boss bitch type, like, oh, she has to have a daughter that she lost, and has to fill that hole, and there's like that motherly shit. And then like in the first movie, it's, you know, she's less gender coded, but there's still just like some final girl slasher stuff going on there. It's less that there's any like bad stereotypes going on. There's just kind of an absence of character. Yeah. Alien 3 really gets across that Ripley's like a smart and capable person. We can talk more about this next time, but
hell yeah.
Thank you for joining Techno Poverty tonight. Jacob came in just in time.
Right at the end.
we're gonna kill this bitch Thursday, and then we'll probably go back to Ev Eternity. We'll see. We'll have to figure some shit out because swapping between the two is gonna be. Oh no! Actually, there's another total conversion I have in mind that we can just hop on after Aliens Eradication. And
Oh, hell
we'll
yeah.
I'm not sure about the quality of said total conversion, so then we can definitely jump on Ev Eternity or back to Ev Eternity, and then maybe we just go straight to Doom Eternal. I feel we got to get out of hell. It's almost summer's ending, Jacob. We've been calling this thing the Summer of Doom. We're gonna be playing Doom into November if we just keep going through everything that gets
all the
thrown at
wads.
us. Yeah.
Our life will be Doom.
Yeah, thanks for watching, Captain Quasar. Y'all have a good night as well. We'll be back Thursday to blast this bitch wide open, and then I have another horror-themed total conversion we'll be getting to. Don't forget, tomorrow Lux will be by for Shin Megami Tuesdays. Last time we played SMT, it was nothing but block puzzles. Maybe we'll actually get some story and combat stuff in this time. But until then, y'all take care. We'll see you soon.
Have a good night, y'all.